Thanks for joining us today on the Nerd Buffet for Drive-Thru Wrestling. We're the Nerd Buffet, though, now.
The Nerd Buffet.
Yeah, no, we're not.
I was going to say, did we change something and I didn't know? We're just Nerd Buffet.
Just an executive decision on the spot.
Drive-Thru Wrestling. I'm telling you guys now, it's the. Because I made shirts and there's a T in the beginning, so.
Anyway, this week we have Raw and SmackDown, and we didn't watch NXT, so no NXT.
No NXT. Don't know about it.
I keep saying it. That's yours classic. That's all that matters. So,
Yeah.
That happened. So we don't know what happened, but that happened.
That won't
There's
matter
NXT.
until later.
Also, we have a little bit of news involving TNA, Bound for Glory just happened. Some stuff with Goldberg. And then, of course, we'll have our picks for No Mercy.
No mercy.
So let's get into this.
You want to start with news or start with Raw?
Let's start with news because I think that
That's
the
the
people
most
that
important.
watch the show, like that are thinking about, we'll tune this out if they're going to just talk about what happened this week. 'Cause I already seen it,
So the perfect place to start. Apparently, the rumor is that Holly Berry rode Space Mountain.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
Holly Berry. However,
Or
does it matter?
Oh, banged Flair.
Yeah.
That Flair was in an interview, and whoever was interviewing him, I really don't even know.
I read it. I've
Yeah.
never read it as Space Mountain. Is that a thing?
That's
Or-
what he always
his
calls
nickname to
his
his penis.
Oh, I read it in the article that I scrolled past, like at my break at work. It said, "Flair allegates Halle Berry on bang list" or something like
Yeah,
that.
Same thing.
But Road Space Mountain is
It's his
The
thing.
interviewer said, "Hey, who famous has ridden on Space Mountain?" And Flair was like, "You name it." You know, how Flair gets arrogant and stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you name it. You know, you want me to start with Holly Berry, 1997, and just like going and going." And then her PR people, who should have just not said anything, and
Right.
they actually came out and said that Barry was all upset about
Yeah,
it and
not
was
true.
just denied it, and it's like the smartest thing she could have done was to just
not
ignore
acknowledge
it.
it.
Right.
But so then now a lot of people think it's actually true because she acknowledged it.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely true.
I thought it was pretty funny, just knowing I could just picture Flair during the interview. Like I don't know if there's a video you can find somewhere, but I don't need to see it because I can just picture it and it sounds hilarious.
Yeah, moving on from Space Mountain.
We also have
The big news.
which big news? The stabbings or the
Space Mountain's
the
not
real-
big news.
Well, that's probably big news, I'd imagine, if Halle Berry was writing it.
I think so too.
Probably big news. In
There's a really
1997.
good clip I saw online on like YouTube or something. Somebody shared. I laughed because it was like Flair recently drunk, which I mean normal, whatever. But he's at a bar and just some random fan comes up and says, "Hey Flair, say something for me," and he does like cuts one of his best promos he's ever done to try to get people to ride Space Mountain. It's not even a wrestling promo; it's just a Space Mountain promo. He says, "Ladies, you won't be the first, but you could be next." It's really good.
So first, Jamie Noble gets stabbed,
Yeah, that was weird.
and I guess he's okay.
Why did that happen?
I don't
He
know.
got in a fight with some guys, and he lives in a trailer park, so...
Oh, and
What else can happen?
he was the pit bull or whatever, the bulldog or whatever he called
I
himself.
forgot that gimmick happened. I just remembered Trailer
I
Park.
don't know, he got
Jamie
stabbed.
Noble. Anyway, and then Del Rio gets stabbed.
Allegedly.
So-
What?
Allegedly.
Del Rio
I didn't hear about that
no
at all.
shows AAA show. This is like the second or third time in history that he's done this, and so they were out for blood because they were pissed that he did this. And then his PR people, which I didn't know he had PR people, but he did, and they came back and said, "Oh, he missed his flight out of San Francisco because he got in a knife fight outside of a bar."
Oh.
Well, then the San Francisco police say, no, there was no reports of stabbing at all. This didn't happen. And then he's like, "Whoa, it didn't get reported." And then the story kind of has altered a couple times because then suddenly Paige is involved, which she wasn't mentioned before, and then suddenly like it just slightly has changed, and then
Sounds like that Del Rio is just a stinker.
and yeah, so that he needs to get his stuff straight. And the thing that I mentioned before to Tom that gets me is like all he has to do is post like, hey, here's a knife wound on my arm and on my head, and like this happened.
I got cut up
but
or something. But
he's like trying to stay almost too private about it, and to like AAA's upset about it. Anyway,
it's especially since it's not the first time he knows show.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just his life kind of seems like it's taken a spiral right now.
So speaking of other people that have been outside of the WWE, but are just kind of there, Goldberg was on ESPN and was interviewed by Coach Jonathan Coachman. And Coach asked him, the $1 million question, or however many $1 million now.
I would say it's not worth as much now because it's been asked so many times.
You would think.
Is there any chance that you'll come back to WWE? Which, of course, he gave the answer of, I don't know. I mean, it honestly sounded pretty legit the way he said it. It's kind of the way I would answer it if I was him. It's like, my glory days are gone and past. I don't know if I could come back right. And, my wife's never seen me wrestle. My kids never seen me actually wrestle. And I don't want to, sully my past by coming back and not being as good now, which makes sense.
And then also the Triple H response of never say never.
Right, never say never. And then, of course, when asked who he'd fight, he says probably Brock Lesnar. So it's like, instead of the beginning of it being like maybe they're setting something up, I don't know, probably not. When he said that, I'm like, okay, they are setting something up. This is going to happen now. So great.
The news that happened, the news from yesterday or today is it's all but confirmed that it's happening at Survivor Series is what the rumor is. No, seriously. That's a legitimate, it's all but confirmed that's happening at Survivor Series.
I could see him coming to, guest host or something, Survivor Series, and then him and Triple H running into, or not Triple H, but him.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
Well, I found on 4 different wrestling news websites that said the same thing, that Survivor Series. I know. And they said that it's going to be Shane and Lesnar is what's penciled in for WrestleMania, and that's why this is happening at Survivor Series. And there's other plans for
that sounds stupid as well, by the way.
Anything involving Goldberg is terrible.
No, I'm saying Shane and
no, it's But I don't know. I hope it's wrong, but it's one of those, the way it was presented and what I was reading. It's this is happening, kind of like segueing into the TNA thing. It's kind of the same thing. Not confirmed, but happening. And with TNA,
I had read that this is confirmed. This is 100% what's going to happen with TNA. WWE did buy the library, the tape library of everything TNA's done, and Billy Corgan is going forward with the rebranding after TNA runs its course.
Do you still call it TNA at all?
No. It doesn't sound
like that. Or do you just call it Impact, or just completely...
Totally. Sounds like it's going to be totally
show.
Different. I'm actually okay with this because I think, there was some worry. A lot of people were saying that this is bad for the wrestling business overall because you're going to have guys out of jobs one way or the other. But I think the way they're going about it seems like a win-win for everybody.
It's
really.
the best thing out of anything for the wrestling business, because hopefully TNA can move forward, whatever TNA is going to be called, can move forward with a competent leader.
Yeah.
And so therefore there's still competition for WWE. And competition, breeds better product.
Hopefully now that I bought the package with Pop, I can actually continue to watch TNA or whatever it's going to be called.
You'll be able to watch TNA through the rest of the year on Pop, and I would assume that
it'd probably stay the same.
Same TV spot.
This will be a 2017 thing for sure.
Like Jim Cornette said, TNA in its glory days was on Spike TV, and Spike threw a lot of money at it. And then it was on, Destination America, and they kind of blew that whole thing. And Destination America is actually not such a, low-level channel. People are watching it now. And then now it's on Pop TV, so it's probably going to stay there because if you're Pop TV, it's not like you've got a bunch of other things to watch.
Yeah.
I think word for word he said, Pop TV is like the heavyset girl with pimples. You don't have a whole lot of other options.
Yeah. That sounds like Jim Cornette. And I think any television station would be smart to say, well, let's see what's going to happen.
Give it a
with
chance,
this.
because I mean, wrestling is, especially to see. I don't know what the numbers look like now for viewership, but I would guess that compared to 6 months ago, they're probably a little bit higher now. I mean, yeah, they've already ruined the whole money thing.
They sold enough pay-per-views for Bound for Glory to pay for it, which is a terrible business practice. Like, let's put on the pay-per-view and hopefully we sell enough to put it on.
No, but TNA will finish the year. From the sound of it, sounds like they have enough money to at least do that.
Has it come out who funded Bound for Glory? Because supposedly it was like
third
a shadow.
party, and they never said who the third party was. Yeah,
the pay-per-view sales probably.
There was a third party to actually put it
somebody
on.
did pay for it.
Yeah.
Do you think Billy Corgan has the money to pay for it? He's doing a new album right now.
What I read was the third party was not WWE, and it was not Corgan. A lot of people speculated that it was Dixie's dad.
Dixie put the money into it to bail him out of the predicament. But
they're saying that there's enough money around to finish the year, and then in 2017 is when everything's going to change. It may happen sooner than that, depending on, because you never know how things are going to go.
Well, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen to TNA? It could fade away and classify itself as obsolete.
Moving forward onto Raw, what happened on Raw?
There was wrestling.
There was wrestling, of course.
Yeah.
Biggest thing that happened on Raw was
the thing was the main event.
Yes, the main event.
That's what you're gonna say. Okay.
Yes, the women's title match. First time women have main evented Raw since Trish and Lita 12 years ago.
I think that's probably accurate. I can't think of another time. When was another time?
No, they've. I know for sure that Charlotte and Paige, I think, had a main event. When they had, it wasn't a match, but it was a segment.
I'm talking about a match. They've had a lot of segments.
Okay. That's a fair point to bring up, but yes.
I was going to say, at least when they made fun of like Reed Flair or whatever, that was during the main event slot or whatever you want to call it.
But no, the first time that the women have had a match main eventing since Trish and Lita.
And it was one of their
Did
best
anybody
matches.
else absolutely call that? Like, from the beginning of the night, I told Savannah like 4 times, I was like, well, you better stay up because Sasha's going to win the title tonight.
At first, no.
The second time she's won on Raw.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At first, no, because it didn't make sense to me. Why have her drop the title, even though they said that the reason she dropped the title was because of her wedding. But I always bring up Rusev because he got to keep his title when he had his wedding. And it never made sense to me why do this and this differently. So I was thinking, well, Charlotte's going to keep it, and then Hell in a Cell, Summer Survivor Series, and then
it was really weird timing. But
the more they started showing the programs and the packages and referencing it over and over and over, I started thinking maybe she's going to get it again. Maybe this is going to happen. And then definitely how the match went and was booked, I was like, yeah, she's got this. It was a great match.
Well, I think
best matches. I think
in 2016, with the way especially American culture is, it's important to at least have a main event, but to also show a title change on TV. That gets girls that are, younger to be like, oh, I'm going to start watching this all the time because my favorite wrestler
won the title.
Just won the title on a show that I can watch, and my parents didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, and that's why Raw's been kind of edging out, in my opinion, over SmackDown, because we had the Kevin Owens title change, and now we have this. And
we talked about that last week with the bigger matches on Raw, making it feel more like it did in the Attitude Era, of matches that actually mean something, and not like, well, I can just skip this week of Raw because I know nothing's going to happen. You can't do that anymore. You need. What if I would have skipped this week of Raw? And I would have come here and you guys would have said, hey, we have a new women's champion. I wouldn't have believed you. You know what I mean?
Like, what?
And other than the women, I was more or less the Jericho show. I felt like I loved that they gave them multiple segments to carry through the night. I really did. Like
the second best part of Raw, getting at that besides the women's title match, was when the Jericho part at the beginning and the New Day came out,
Yeah.
and he had put both the guys on the list. And then he's like, Xavier, you know what? And he's, no, not my friend.
Yes. And he got on the list twice.
Yeah, please.
The list of Jericho.
There's kind of a lackluster segment, I thought, with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson.
I actually didn't mind it.
I don't think it paid off like it could have.
No, it didn't.
I didn't like him on commentary.
Ashton Kutcher was better on commentary than I thought they would be.
Yeah, you make a good point. But to that point, I'm glad it wasn't oversaturated by the celebrity. You know, I'm glad they utilized them backstage segment and then put them on commentary. They didn't have them involved with what happened in the ring, and I was okay with that.
Do you want to know why I thought it was so good? Is because, well, I'm going to tell you anyways. It was because 98% of the time when we have celebrities on Raw, they don't know who the hell they're talking to.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher and the other guy from that 70s
Danny
show.
Masterson.
Yeah, Danny Masterson.
The other
I
guy.
never watched that 70s show, I'm sorry, but Ashton Kutcher especially acted like he knew all of the wrestlers, all their finishing moves. He knew all the things about wrestling.
For a celebrity, he's a known wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Like, he always has been. Like, yeah. And I always appreciate that.
Plus, being from Iowa, he's a fan of real wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked he did the shout out to Big E playing for Iowa.
Yeah.
And,
This may be the first ever cross promotion thing that I've been on. Like, hey, I'm gonna probably
Actually,
watch that thing.
Watch the Ranch.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, so in that regard, it did pay off as
The
a
Ranch,
show.
currently playing now on Netflix.
Apparently, yes.
Are we making money or something? I was like, I put my thumbs up and paused and everything. Are we making money or?
Trying like hell.
Oh, okay. Gotta
Yeah.
make money somehow. The Ranch, Netflix.
Basically, though, Jericho and Kevin Owens are just gold right now. Like,
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
You know,
I, like you said, I had said before, I could actually see them winning the titles. Which, I mean, of course, they were eliminated from the thing.
I was kind of hoping they would have, but
But
yeah.
wouldn't that be cool to have Kevin Owens with the
Two titles?
title and then also the tag
Oh, yeah.
titles with Jericho? Because then Jericho could really say, we are the heavyweight tag team champions, or whatever you want to call it, Universal Tag Team Champions, or whatever you want to say. I think that it would work well, and they would make sense to be some of the people that could decrown the New Day.
And I'm still good with. Go ahead and tell your point. Go ahead. I thought you had something to say.
Nope, there ain't.
Nope. Well, anyway, then as I was saying, I'm still good with Cesaro and Sheamus. Like they're kind of doing it slow, but I'm enjoying that so far. Like their stuff.
Are they slow building the two faces, or are they slow building the two heels?
I think they're trying to, as you said before, capture the kind of the odd couple. Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do.
So hopefully they just stay the way they are.
Yeah.
That'd be the best.
It worked.
That does turn Sheamus' face though. If it works.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
It worked back with Kane and Daniel Bryan, even though it got old kind of fast, in my opinion. It's worked.
Yeah.
Yep. Personal reasons as to why. It worked with Slater and Rhino. It's even worked with Jericho and Kevin Owens in a different way. I mean, it's kind of how things are going. Like New Day, I wouldn't call them the odd couple or the odd trio.
So you're saying at 3 a.m, you don't want me to text you Cesaro Sheamus things about?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the kind of the comedy. You got two badasses, and they're entertaining and they're funny.
Yeah.
And it's just what both these guys need. Like you were saying, Sheamus is past his prime in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
He's dry, and that was what the biggest complaint about Cesaro was for Vince, I guess, and some other people is he's boring. He can't talk. He can't do this, which is BS. But this is what they need to have their personality shine in a way that we haven't seen before, and that's what I like about it. And they're taking their time with it, and they should. And whether that'll work out for Strowman or not, as far as him actually doing an actual program, I don't know. But I would like to see him in an actual program.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, Shane, Sheamus and Cesaro squashed some people I never heard of. So
Yeah, I am. Getting
Why do
tired
they
of
keep
that.
doing squash
I don't
matches?
know.
There's enough people in wrestling to
Yeah.
have real matches
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep doing
Speaking
that.
of squash matches, they Braun Strowman actually said, "I'm tired of squash
Yeah.
matches." He was like, "I've watched this show and I hate it now."
Yeah,
So maybe he's gonna start having real people to
I
fight
hope
now.
so.
Yeah.
And besides that, the last thing that on Raw was something I was upset about with cruiserweights. Ryan
tell us
Kendrick and
about your-
TJ Perkins had a match. It was supposed to be for the title, but they kind of glossed over that and forgot that it was for
Yeah.
the title.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a mistake that they made last week.
They had
or-
a title. They had a graphics made for it.
Wow.
Last
You know,
minute
I don't
changes
remember
on
that.
this.
I just remember I thought it was a rematch at the pay-per-view.
They had graphics made for it, and they even said that there was 2 title matches next week on Raw.
Huh.
So they kind of just forgot about it, didn't mention anything about it, and Brian Kendrick won. Brian Kendrick beat TJP.
Made him tap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
First time TJP's lost.
in WWE.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I thought Kendrick had won the title, and then they're like, "Oh, now Kendrick will face him at Hell in the Cell," and I was like, "Wait a minute, okay."
Yeah,
Which made me feel a little better because I don't want a title change that fast.
yeah.
But
Speaking of that, that's big news. That's the first women's Hell in a Cell. It's happening.
I don't know. Is that official yet?
I think so.
I didn't hear any.
I thought I heard
They're-
about that.
What I heard is that they're contemplating it, and I was going to get to the other. We were going to get to the other Hell in the Cell before we wrap up Raw. At least that was my
Yeah, they
plan.
didn't announce.
They
They didn't announce the women's Hell in a Cell, but they announced the U.S. title. Hell in a
Oh.
Cell.
But the rumor is they're contemplating a first ever women's Hell in the Cell. And that would be a great
This
way to
is the
wrap
time,
that up.
yeah.
That would be a great way to wrap that up with Sasha and Charlotte. But yeah, how do you feel about them doing the U.S. title Hell in a Cell rather than the world title?
That's fine, actually. It makes more sense to finish this one out because I don't think that the Rollins Universal title angle is done, and I don't see Rollins winning anyways.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Now, a Hell in the Cell is a great way to end a program.
Yeah,
and,
that should
end a
end it.
rivalry like
It
that.
should.
So
That's the way I look at it.
and with
anyways.
Rollins hurt, I think that's part of the reason they did it too.
Well, you're not going
And
to put
keep
somebody who's already banged up in a
Yeah.
Hell in a
yeah,
Cell.
and
That's like
keep your top more higher level guys from getting hurt again. You've already had a U.S. or not the U.S. but the Universe title having to change hands because of an injury.
And I think Roman and Rusev could
Very
really tear up a Hell in a Cell
yeah,
match.
for sure.
Let them just unleash on each other. It can be really good for both guys, honestly. I mean, it's always scary because those matches are, bad on your body.
Mm-hmm.
But
Especially if you do stupid stuff like jumping off the cell.
yeah,
I don't see either one of those guys jumping off of the top of the
No,
cell,
they'd
but there'll
either be dead.
probably be a halfway falling off the side type of thing.
Maybe.
yeah. I don't know.
There was another cruiserweight match.
I actually was going to say, I one other thing I do want to say.
Okay.
I glossed over when we mentioned Braun Strowman. I read that Luke Harper fought in a live event. So he's going to be back. I don't know if it was a Raw or SmackDown or everything.
He's
live
been
event.
cleared to wrestle
Mhm.
for a month or so now.
So I'm actually really excited for that. I'm seeing what they. Hopefully
like
they
I
don't
said,
just
I'd
throw
like
him
to
in the
see-
trash.
I said this before on the show. I'd like to see Harper come back on Raw and fight Strowman.
That's
Yeah.
that could
Yeah.
be cool because
Yeah.
he just said, like we said, I'm tired of fighting these matches.
Yeah, I'd like to see
If
him
he
come
came
back,
out
come back and be like,
immediate
you
face.
betrayed the family,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You're
I would rather see that than what I'm worried about. See, on SmackDown, Rowan is legitimately on the shelf injured.
He's done, for a while.
And I'm worried that they're going to have Harper, let's put him on SmackDown and be Bray's guy. Which isn't the worst
Which
thing
is
in
a
the
death
world.
sentence because Bray's
Right now.
already treated like crap.
It wouldn't be the worst thing because no matter what Harper does, he's going to do better than Rowan. But I would much rather see that match.
Yeah, I'd like to see that rivalry happen.
Sorry to take us onto that
No,
trail,
that's
but
fine. We were kinda-
absolutely fine.
That was a good point.
I think that pretty much ties up for anything that important happened
yeah,
on Raw.
I think
Oh,
so
there's
too.
another cruiserweight match. I can't remember
Not
specifics.
important.
Yeah.
It wasn't
All right,
important.
fair enough.
On SmackDown, there was a lot that happened on SmackDown. It was actually a pretty good episode. If you cut out the two things that I said were good on Raw, I think SmackDown was just as good as Raw.
If you forget about the good things on
no,
Raw.
no, don't get me wrong.
I understand.
I thought the main, I don't know what we're gonna call it, but I keep calling it main event, even though it wasn't really a match. The last segment, I guess, of SmackDown was really good.
The triple threat.
The triple face off or whatever they called that. That was really, really well done, and that's the most excited for a match that I've been in quite some time. I think that match is sells the pay-per-view. I mean, we already have the network, but that match sells the pay-per-view itself.
That's something I really don't know, again, how it's going to go.
My pick, and we'll get to picks, but I don't think a title's going to change hands. I do think that this just leads to a feud with Cena and Dean, separated from AJ, and maybe AJ fights somebody else after this. At least that's what I hope.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. And that kind of, it really feels like that's what they're naturally progressing into is it feels like AJ's kind of the third guy, which, I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
He does feel like the third wheel, but he's a champion.
But it feels like the rivalry here isn't so much. I mean, both guys intersected with Cena and AJ had their thing, and now AJ stole the title from Dean. But now it's like, the promo is really good because Cena says, Dean says he doesn't care about me, or Dean says he doesn't think about me, and he's like, I don't even care about Dean, or something. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting at, though. Like, that's a really cool thing, and I hope that goes on. But I digress. Go on to the next.
I think that's probably the best thing going on SmackDown. It's very, very promo-driven. Sometimes with feuds and rivalries, especially going into a pay-per-view, sometimes it needs a big, like, I want to say, for lack of a better way to put it, kind of a non-verbal push.
A way to build tension.
Yeah,
but if you don't have a match, you don't let them fight or let them kind of pick at each other.
Yeah,
builds tension.
Yeah, like the Undertaker and Lesnar. Just first thing in my head, it's like they built that to a point where do we go from here? Oh, they'll just brawl throughout the night and be separated and screaming and
Yeah.
This is completely
the opposite.
Promo driven,
right?
And the promos are good enough that it makes it compelling, and so that's the most.
Which is crazy because AJ's
excited.
there and he's terrible at promos, in my opinion. I think AJ's great in the ring, but the reason I can't get full board on with him is because I think he's just terrible on the mic. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't do it for me.
His accent.
Yeah.
His accent's fine.
His thick Southern accent gets me. I think he could be. The character he's playing is a little odd for him. I've heard him on the mic in the past in Japan, where he. Not Japan.
TNA.
Yeah. Anyway, Japan, where he actually has good promos.
But the problem is he's doing the same thing. His character that he is now is, I was this guy who was out here and you've never heard of me, and now I'm here and I'm gonna beat everyone up because now I'm here. Like, that's his character, and that's like half the rest of the roster too.
And but he's also restrained by, I think, the PG aspect too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's really hard maybe for him to kind of fit into the more family friendly stuff.
Could be.
To mirror that, though, we have Dean and Cena that are cutting like goosebump promos on each other.
So it is kind of hard for someone who's not. I don't think AJ's a bad promo.
All three of them. Let me finish. I'm sorry. All three of them bring each other up, I think, is what it is.
Fair
honestly.
enough, yeah.
Sorry though, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, Cena is Cena, and Ambrose is one of the best promos that there's been in a long time. And so AJ's I don't think he's the worst guy on the mic. I don't think he's the best guy on the mic, but he's just a guy on the mic.
Yeah.
And the other two are amazing on the mic. So it's almost not fair for him to be put there. But anyway.
Something that I thought was pretty special, that, like I said, that made it rival Raw, was the Ziggler and Miz promo that they had.
That segment was awesome.
Yeah, everything about it. Yes, was it last week when he actually set up the match? When they set up,
Yeah, last
Yeah.
week was when
that was
Yeah.
that was a beautiful segment too. When
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he was just being like really good at acting or if he was like channeling something real with like started kind
he
of
was-
crying
yeah,
there a little
he
bit.
was mad. Like,
This whole thing has had a big touch of realism to it. At least it feels that way. So I think there's something there. I mean, to do that, you'd almost have to tap into something. I think, but I don't know.
I think maybe he's tapping into something that I'm gonna probably get into here when we talk
Yeah,
about picks. But
I have a good point there too.
I I had absolutely no clue that they would ever like mention the guys again.
Right.
But he had pretty much a "This Is Your Life" for Ziggler, and they had the Spirit Squad come out. Well, what's left?
the Spirit Squad.
The OVW thing. Did you watch that yet? To know what I was talking about?
Yeah.
That was absolutely brutal. That was just the most brutal burn I've ever heard in my life.
What did he say?
He was like, he said something about, because there was only 2 of the Suicide. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
There's only 2 of the Suicide
Squad.
Spirit
They
Squad.
turned into the Suicide Squad.
There's only 2 of the Spirit Squad guys there, and he's like, I would have got all of them, but a couple of them fell out or like got lost in the shuffle down in OVW. I was like, ouch. But Kenny looks just like the same. I mean, is he still wrestling or what's he doing?
I
now?
don't really know much. I know more.
The
about,
other one looked fat. Like
I know more about Mondo than Kenny. I don't really know what Kenny's doing. Mondo was doing Ring of Honor, and then he got injured, and he's part time, does what he can do. Like,
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, since the last time I saw him in Spirit Squad, and now he looks like he gained a person.
Yeah.
he got really, really buff, like roids buff for a while, and then I think after he got hurt, it kind of
Yeah.
But
But that was cool.
The
just
whole
to see them.
segment was great. Like you said, it was "This Is Your Life" segment, and they did it almost like it was going to be a documentary on the network.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah,
the success of a failure.
The first like 2/3 of it looked real, and it was like nice of him to make. And then at the end, he's like, oh, and then he just started to suck and ruined his life. And they start showing like things of him and Vicky being married or whatever. They're married or just boyfriend girlfriend. I can't really remember.
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Blurs with the Edge one.
Yeah, I know. I felt like that when it was happening too.
But yeah, it just, like I said, they played off like it was going to be on the WWE network, like it was going to be a documentary. They even got the announcer who does like the trailers and stuff for the WWE to do it. So that was really funny.
What was the subtitle for it?
It was the success of the failure, the Dolph Ziggler story or something.
Yeah. So I mean that's going to be a good match. I think this should just segue right in. I mean, let's go right for our picks.
Pay-per-view.
Well, let's start with this one, man. I mean, because we're already talking about it.
All right. Yeah. What was the point I was going to make? I kind of think, I don't know, there's all these rumors, so it's kind of tough because I think, oh, well, maybe Ziggler is done because he's talked about being done soon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But then it almost seems like they're trying too hard with these rumors being leaked of like, oh, Ziggler's going to take a backstage role, or Ziggler's going to go do a movie, or he's going to focus on his comedy, or all these different things that keep popping up, which makes me feel like it's just going to be a swerve and Ziggler's going to win. But then I was thinking, well, if I'm Ziggler, how do I want to go out? You want to go out going with your best friend. Mm-hmm. And that's what this, and that makes sense as to why this rivalry has gone on almost in some respect too long. So I think with as much heat as The Miz is getting, killing your dogs, I think that The Miz is going to win. That's my pick, is The Miz.
Okay, good, because that's what I picked.
He didn't agree with you.
Apparently not.
He said, no. No, but Miz is going to win. I said that last week that I was going to lock in my pick, and I'm staying with the lock in.
I'm going to stay with the pick.
Yeah.
I've been kind of going back and forth, too, because I was with you last week. I was like, Miz is going to win this, and then seeing all this, stuff going on, I'm like, well, I don't know. I really don't know. But I think The Miz takes this one.
Yeah.
I really do.
It'd be cool. I mean, all three of us will be surprised if The Miz,
Yeah.
if Dolph does win. It'll be cool. I mean,
I think it'll be an excellent match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like always, like there has been.
One exception is if Vince is sitting back there thinking that The Miz is on fire and they maybe flip AJ or whoever's going to end up with the title and they put Miz up to the title. Like you're saying, maybe, just hear me out, just fantasy thinking.
All right.
Maybe I'm way too left field on this, but
Okay.
we have Dean and Cena go off, like you were saying, doing their own thing. AJ gets flipped, and then maybe Miz drops the IC title to go up and feud for the main title. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just that. My point is that the only reason Miz drops the title is to go on to bigger things. That's my point. 'Cause that's how that title's supposed to work.
That'd be the only way that would happen in my mind.
I'm sticking with Miz winning.
What else do we have on this pay-per-view?
Going from the bottom up, other than skipping that.
Do we have the do we have the All American Jack Swagger match? Is that going to be happening?
That's on the pre-show. That Baron Corbin against Jack Swagger is happening.
Well, Baron Corbin's going to win that match.
Yeah, Corbin's got it. I mean, I think we're probably unanimous there, right?
That was trash. The most I've ever yelled at the ref lately, which you know how much I yell at the ref. Were you guys tuned in for that match?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's funny because it's the same joke we always make when they're reaching for the ref. He's tapping. He's tapping.
Yeah.
Or like when he's like, get off.
Now
my
that
shoulder.
it's the least likely and the least looking like tapping out of anything.
He tapped.
He's
Fake.
What?
Yeah. So Corbin's gonna be mad and smash Swagger on the pre-show. So apparently,
Which that just needs to end.
yeah.
I don't know what Swagger needs to end. I think.
Yeah. So Kurt Hawkins is making his debut. That's apparently
He's gonna win whoever he fights, and I'm gonna hate him.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's gonna win whoever he fights, and it's gonna be bad.
I'm gonna be rooting for the guy he fights.
Yeah.
I hope to God that James Ellsworth is who he fights.
I was thinking that just now. I was like, probably James Ellsworth.
That'd be fantastic if that's who it was.
It'd be interesting.
James Ellsworth will have to face the facts.
Wow. So are you rooting
It's
for
even bad. It's even bad when I do it.
It's bad when anyone does it.
Vince actually loves James Ellsworth, from what I understand.
Oh, that's good. Dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, man, as long as that guy has two hands that can throw punches,
If they're gonna like build up a character just to have him get screwed over in that scenario, you know, it would be Kurt Hawkins, to be honest. So that's very possible. So can we do this? Can we not have picks on that until we know who his opponent is?
Doesn't matter.
Even though
it'll probably be a pre-show.
We're not picks for that.
Okay, no picks
Nothing.
for that. That's fair.
None.
All right. Then we have Carmella and Nikki Bella.
Is that for anything?
No, just
bragging rights.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case,
I picked Nikki Bella. I'm gonna come out and first say Nikki Bella.
I already have. Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you because I tried sometimes when I don't know who's gonna win. I weigh out how many bad guys and how many good guys have won so far in my head, and so a good guy's got to win this
Makes
match.
sense.
So
I want to pick Nikki, but for the sake of shaking
trying to
things
win
up,
the title.
I'll pick Carmella just to kind of, because otherwise we're gonna have all the same picks. I think.
Also, Toto Bella's is premiering.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That makes me want to change now.
Yeah. Total Bella's premiered what yesterday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That makes me want to change now.
You want to change?
Nikki's gonna win.
Okay.
I'll probably.
All right. What's next?
This one we might have different picks on. It's gonna be Alexa.
Let's let Tom pick first because then we
fair
can
enough.
like keep changing. If not.
The SmackDown women's title, Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch. What say you?
I say Becky Lynch retains that title. You want to make her look strong because she's looked the weakest, I think, out of the 4 horsewomen so far. So I think it's too early for Bliss to win the title. So
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
This is our one title change of the night.
you think so?
Yeah.
You're just always going to put all your chips in for Alexa Bliss.
Love Alexa.
Always.
Maybe if Triple H shows her that I love her, maybe she will become mine.
Maybe Triple H, maybe Tommy is okay. The Nerd Buffet characters. Tommy's Triple H's favorite. How about that? What if that's the case?
Screw you. Triple H.
If I was his favorite, T.J. Perkins never would have lost last week. So
Well, T.J. Perkins got video game things.
He's
remember?
he's got to lose once, so you
And
invest
he
more
won the
into
title and won the whole thing. So
It
very well could be that you're the favorite.
it pained Triple H to put you through that, but it's for a greater purpose.
Maybe
He
though.
can assure you of that.
Maybe though. You're like the Seth Rollins, and I'm like the Kevin Owens, and soon Triple H will just come in and kill you. And I'll be like, my friend is dead, but that's fine. Now I'm your son.
all right.
Now that we're just off and completely
good.
gone.
The tag team titles, Usos and Slater, Rhino.
Good guys win.
Ooh, I'm having a hard time on this one.
But they get the crap kicked out of them afterwards
I think
by
it's
the bad guys.
too soon for a title change, but I don't know. They're putting a lot in the Usos and their change, and I think American Alpha is still waiting for their turn. So
Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting at, is the good guys win, and then the bad guys beat them up, and then American Alpha comes out and saves them.
well,
And then that sets up American Alpha against the good guys, and then American Alpha wins off of them.
that could be very true.
That's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you now. I mean, you don't have to contemplate it. It's just what's going to happen.
Well, I'm gonna actually stick with it and say Usos are gonna win just to change
Whoa.
things up. Just my attempt to regain the Nerd Buffet title.
I'm going to agree with you, actually. I think the Usos are going to take this one, but I hope they keep Slater and Rhino a tag team for a while.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I think.
Regardless of what happens, I hope Slater and Rhino remain a tag team for a while.
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna stick with the original plan of American Alpha was supposed to get it, but they wanted to go with Slater because he was catching fire, and now that's the whole reason the Usos are heels, I think. So, plus they needed it revamped anyway. So then we have the tragic story of Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt.
Anybody wanting to go first? Otherwise, I'll interject.
All I'm gonna say is this should have been a much better story than how it was told. I don't know if they're trying to do like, oh, let's try to capture some of the broken Matt Hardy TNA stuff with the style of videos we're doing, or half comedy, half serious, dark.
I say it every time he has a new rivalry, and I said it at the beginning of this one. I absolutely hate it because his whole having magic thing every time is always just completely downplayed because whoever he fights is never afraid of him.
Yeah.
They're especially Randy. I really hate Randy that he's been like so able to outsmart the master of deception. You know, like I absolutely hate that he's been getting the upper hand. But it makes it very easy for me to see who's going to win this match. It's going to be Bray Wyatt that wins this match because Randy Orton's been so in control on SmackDown of this story and outsmarting Bray over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think if you are going to have Harper come out and be on this, he's the deciding factor that helps Bray get out. Maybe he doesn't appear at all on TV or anything until right near that end spot of the match, and then he comes out and helps Bray win.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Wyatt just because if he doesn't win this, like that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it for him. I gotta go with him. I still like him. He's still one of my favorite guys, and he needs it. Like he absolutely needs it. So I'm going with Wyatt.
I'm also going to pick Wyatt.
Right.
Sorry, Riot. Be a member of the Wyatt Riot here in Nerd Buffet, but
that could be something.
But yeah.
But follow the puzzle.
I think.
Yes, that's the slogan.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't win, it'll be detrimental to his mental health.
Nice. That was good. Points for you. Points for you. Yeah, I think if Wyatt loses this, they should just write him off TV for a while, and then like the only way you can ever recapture what he should be is let's just have him go away for a while, and then we'll bring him back, and maybe people will care. I don't know. That's because it only. I say that because that's what they've done with Kane. Kane goes so far, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's a
Please
monster.
leave Kane out of this.
No, I'm not saying to put Kane in this.
No, I know, but I'm just...
Triple H, no Kane.
God almighty.
And no Kane and no mercy at all unless...
A backstage segment is
That's
fine.
fine.
Kane's ruined already. Just have him do something funny.
Yeah.
The backstage segment, because it doesn't matter. You ruined him. You ruined him. Your fault, young man.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Wyatt has to. He has to win.
For our main event, though, right? That's where
Yes,
we're at.
that's where we're at.
Main
That's
event. I already
everything's
said
scheduled.
what I think is going to happen. I think AJ is going to keep that title, and this is going to lead to Dean and Cena thing. I don't know who's next with AJ, but there's plenty of guys that could.
Like who though? Who? You said plenty of guys.
There's a big. Well, I'm trying to think of what really makes sense.
Apollo Crews.
What?
Apollo Crews.
No.
That was a joke.
No.
Apollo Creed. Creed Cruz. Creed.
I could see.
Creed. Apollo Creed.
I could see just for a one-off. What's the next pay-per-view after this?
For Survivor Series, it'll be
Is it really Survivor Series?
Hell in a Cell for Raw and then Survivor Series.
I don't think you get a SmackDown title maybe at Survivor Series. I think that's the smart thing is maybe there's a Team AJ against a team something else.
Dean.
Because
I mean, you have a team, whoever the champ is for SmackDown versus the team, whoever champ is for Raw.
that would be fine.
No, because
I'd
I
be
want to
fine
see
with
at
that.
least one real title match.
That's fine too, but I'd like to see that'd be the first place I would do the cross promotion match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one.
Well, you could even do like, Stephanie and her team, Raw, whoever, and then Daniel Bryan, and Shane. Well, we're gonna put the champion on our team. Yeah, whatever.
Don't worry that was a real cop out of my answer. I'm just saying that there will not be a match. But I think Randy. I mean, could
That's
if it wasn't Survivor Series, it could have. That's just a throwaway match because Randy's not going to win that title ever again.
Randy and AJ would be a decent build, and that's something Vince would get all.
Because I'd love to say, well, Bray's going to win this, and then he's going to go on to fight AJ.
I'd love to say that.
But I don't think that's where they're going to go
But you also love
unless
not
they
being
make
wrong.
they suddenly turn him face big time.
Yeah, he needs.
But that's what he needs.
He needs to beat Randy, and there needs a couple more steps to rebuild him before he's ready for a title, I think. But I would agree.
But no, I don't think so. I think having him beat Randy and then turning face somehow or another on the next SmackDown and turning towards the title just like that gets people like, oh God, this is the Bray Wyatt we wanted all along, and
AJ
we don't
didn't
care.
have any build for his title match.
You sold me on that. All right, yeah, all right. There's guys.
Yeah.
What do you think, Seth?
Oh, you go ahead for the pick.
I pick John Cena.
What you think? Let me get this right. Well, just so I heard you right. Let's get this.
John Cena's gonna win, and
Let's
then
get this
Nikki
right.
Bella's
We're
gonna
not
go
on the
on
left.
Space
Let's get this
Mountain.
right. You think that John Cena is going to tie the Ric Flair record?
Yes,
Someday,
On-
I do too.
No. On No Mercy.
I sure do.
Oh.
Because I think he loses it again soon. Like next month or two after he wins.
So then,
And then WrestleMania
passes it.
is the passing.
I see. I could see that. But
That's
he's
the
gonna
big.
face
That's the
Undertaker.
big WrestleMania. Maybe Undertaker's fighting for the title at WrestleMania.
it gets vacated.
Vacant wins it again.
But I think
Undertaker. No. Whoa.
No.
Whoa. Undertaker wins it. You have another
Royal Rumble for the
Royal Rumble for the
SmackDown.
title. Undertaker comes in and wins it there, right? So he doesn't have to do much except come
he
into the
just
Royal
win.
Rumble, win the freaking title, and make a lot of appearances and stuff. Doesn't have to fight very much. But that's the way you both in the Undertaker
That's fine.
is losing.
give him
with the belt
another belt. He
Right.
loses with the belt to Cena,
at
who
WrestleMania.
beats Flair's title.
Book it.
Book it, Triple H.
Book it.
30 seconds of our time, and you just get millions and millions and millions.
Royal Rumble can just be 2 or 3 Royal Rumbles. Raw Royal Rumble, SmackDown Royal Rumble, and then Women's Royal Rumble.
No.
That's the thing. No,
Don't do that.
But I really do think getting back to the point, John Cena is going to tie Flair's record now in order to lose again to beat Flair's record at WrestleMania, because I think Cena's retiring soon.
You think he's retiring soon?
Yeah, I don't think he's wrestling much longer.
If he wins, I will. Even though my guy's clearly Dean. I mean, second, very close second is Cena. I love Cena, but if he wins, I'll probably like jump up for joy when it happens, because that'll be exciting to see. I mean, the record or not broken, but tied.
Yeah. See, that's why
I don't think he's retiring soon. That's why I meant to say he's gonna be part-time real soon.
Oh, well, yeah. That's what Dean said. You're already a glorified part-time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really, really torn. I want to pick Dean because that's my guy, too. But I think I agree.
Plus, it'd be really interesting because we'll have all three picked a different person if you did that.
That's true, but I don't know if I can. I probably mostly agree with you because I think AJ is going to keep it a little longer. Don't want to have too many title changes like that. Especially because he just wanted a Backlash, and that was so weird. But I also agree with you because I think I could see that playing out. But I think I'm going to go with AJ because it makes more sense to me. I think Cena will tie Flair, but I think that'll happen later. And
I would rather AJ lost it, not just because he's my least favorite of the three, but I think that having a good guy as champion would help not only counterbalance with Raw having a bad guy as champion, but seeing a good guy defend that for a little bit more than we got to. And I mean, there's so many bad guys in the undercard right now, unless we're gonna flip flop people that could fight. I mean, there's a lot of stories there. Like I said, I had said initially, hey, there's plenty of good guys that could come up and fight. And now that I think about it, I'm like, there's a lot more bad guys that could come up and make sense being in the main event picture than
you change your pick
good guys. No, I'm gonna stay at AJ just because I think that's safe. But thinking about it, kind of in our closing segment here, thinking back on it it's still going. But our picks were on there. No, our picks are on our head. The triple threat match.
Picks are on tape. I don't trust your head.
I didn't write anything down.
That's very good. Very good. Triple threat match is my favorite kind of wrestling match.
Usually.
It maybe with like a Hell in a Cell, cage match, ladder match. I mean, those are always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But in a triple threat match, it's unpredictable, especially this one.
Especially since the champion doesn't have to lose.
Yes.
To lose the title.
Yep.
Most variables.
I think back to, the last few triple threat matches that have been main events.
All good.
All have been really good. So, anything else?
That's it.
Whoa. 3D.
Maybe. I don't know how that looked. So.
If you're watching it in 3D, it was in 3D. Well, I think that's it for this time, at least. But it's been nice having you. Make sure you subscribe to the page, like, share, comment, all that jazz.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends about me. They're all scared. If I said that in any other context like that, I would be straight to jail.
I think so.
Like if I go to Casey's right now and I see a girl and I say,
and 25 cents is your change.
Yeah. Tell your friends about me. I'll be in my car and they'll be like, yeah, officer, there's a guy going westbound on this
Red
road.
Ford Tours.
Yeah.
Just jail.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
So
Finn is appalled right now.
Yeah, Finn is appalled. What do you have to say about that? Nothing. Well, for this episode, I've been Jake.
I am Seth.
And I'm Tommy. Thanks for watching. Because new day rocks. New day rocks.
Heart. Well, that's all the wrestling since this is Wednesday night, and we'll be putting this out on Thursday. What should I watch on Thursday?
You should watch Drive-Thru Wrestling on Thursday.
Oh, because it'll be out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to do on Thursday.
There's no other wrestling or, for that matter, anything else to do on Thursdays besides Drive-Thru Wrestling.
Not work.
Not work. Nothing.
Not read, not sleep, not eat.
Nothing else.
Talk to my girlfriend?
No, don't talk to her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just go into your phone and delete her.
All right. What else?
Subscribe to the channel.
So, from her phone or mine?
Both.
All right.